Knox, you dirty cheat. Hey, what's up everybody? This is VisitJoan and welcome to another apartment renovation. This time around I am doing Stone Street Apartments number 4. And this apartment is for a single mom and her twin daughters. Now, you may notice that while I'm doing this apartment, some things look mismatched, there are a bunch of things in these rooms that don't really go all that well together, and there's a reason for that. That is because this single mother really just doesn't make a lot of money, or doesn't like making a lot of money, one of those two, and she definitely doesn't like spending a lot of money. So this apartment is pretty much just filled with things that she either found for cheap or found in a dumpster, or just things that she could find. She's not a klepto, she doesn't steal these things, she just finds them, like discarded, like off the street. Like a lot of people will do that. They'll put something like on the corner, right on the curb, right by their house, and people will come and pick it up, whether it's the metal junk guys or, just people. Like seriously, once we put like a bunch of, my aunt and I, we put a bunch of my cousin's old bikes from when they were kids out on the side of the street, and before we were even back at our house finishing our task, there were a couple of kids riding down the street with the bikes and the helmets in their hands. So people do find things that way, people do acquire things that way, and I figured that is what this single mother has done with her apartment, is how she has found a bunch of things to put in her apartment. Anyway, this is a quick, it's actually a furnish, so I didn't do as much with the editing as I normally do. And I kind of had an issue throughout this thing where my editing software was just skipping a lot of frames and dropping a lot of frames, so I couldn't really edit it the way I normally do. So this may seem a little more junky than usual, and I'm sorry for that. But anyway, the story behind, her daughters is she's also kind of like a serial guy acquirer. In fact, Knox was actually seen flirting with her when he came to give the whole vote for the eco lifestyle spiel. And I'm like, really, Knox? You're married, but it really turns out that I had free love activated? I don't remember activating that, but okay. So anyway, like everybody was going around, but I think that kind of fits her perfectly, although she did petition to repeal because Knox and Carrie also live in this neighborhood, and that wouldn't have done a lot with them, although Carrie was kind of flirting with her too. So we'll just see how that goes if the repeal goes through, or if not, I don't know. Yes, I did put a chicken over the stove. Yeah, kind of a fire hazard, but it's The Sims. Everything in this game is a fire hazard, so yeah. But as for the daughters, either their father isn't around, or the parents broke up and the father just didn't want to be around with the mother of his children, which is really weird. I don't know why, I mean, there are definitely some reasons for it, but I don't think she was just a bad person. She just wanted another guy. And so I really don't know what the story is behind there. I mean, there are reasons you wouldn't want to be with the mother of your children, but, and I'm not judging anyone who's in that position, but I mean, I'm just saying, I don't think any of those reasons apply to her. But anyway, the twins are getting at an age where one of them, the twins are Ruth and Gloria, and the mother's Christina. Ruth is kind of, beginning to be at the age where she can have her own taste and pick out her own stuff, including clothing and furniture, and this really is kind of a problem for Christina, because Ruth kind of likes maybe not the cheapest thing she can find, but maybe more expensive things, and Ruth's like, and Christina basically feels like, why do you gotta have these things? You're burning a hole in the money here, Why do you have to get these expensive things when this cheap thing that is just the same, well, maybe it doesn't look the same, but it's kind of like the same, it functions the same way, will be just fine. And this kitchen, can I just say something, that this kitchen, when I came back to not redo, but when I came back to finish this apartment, there was a good chunk of stuff in this kitchen that was gone. There were shelves gone. There were things on the shelves that were gone. There were cabinets gone. So you'll notice in the pictures in the end, and actually the apartment on the gallery will look a little bit different than what I am doing here. And that's because I kind of forgot what I put in here. So I really didn't have any idea what the heck I was doing when all this stuff just disappeared because I didn't load the game with Move Objects on. I guess I gotta remember to put that on before I even load any of these builds. But, yeah, so that is a problem. So if you do download this apartment from the gallery, it will look a little bit different, and you should remember to put Move Objects on before you place this. But back to the family now. Ruth and Christina are kind of getting frustrated with each other because Ruth wants to pick out her own things that are a little bit more expensive. And Christina's like, why do you want these things when I can find this other thing that works just as well and is just as good? And Ruth feels like, no, but you don't understand. It isn't just as good. I want this thing. This is what I want. Why do you have to undermine my decision everywhere you go? Meanwhile, Gloria is more of the kind of girl that's just happy to wear clothing that her mom can find and just have stuff that her mom can find. You'll notice that Ruth has the bigger bedroom and that Gloria has a smaller bedroom filled with kind of a little bit mix-matched stuff. Mismatched. Oh my goodness. I really need to stop this voiceover thing. I've done one already today and it's not even 1 p.m. And so this apartment is kind of, in the family, is kind of based off of the Freegan trait. And I did get the idea for maybe the whole thing from Miss Reno, who did an apartment that was meant for 2 dads and 2 toddlers. And she was talking about how she had like all these mismatched chairs. I am never using that word again. Dear God. But anyway, she figured that the couple has these odds and end chairs because they kind of just went with what they could find and decorated them themselves. And so that kind of inspired the dining area over here. And that's kind of what I went with this whole apartment. Like you saw the Eco Lifestyle sofa. I've never actually used that sofa and that chair combo before because, well, there's only one color it comes in. And I really didn't like that. It just looks like not something that would be in people's homes, but I think it would definitely be in this woman's home. So as I'm recording this voiceover, I am getting problems with the dropped frames again, so I am just going to forge ahead and just forget about editing for now because I gotta clean up this library and I have to delete it because if I don't delete the Final Cut libraries, it just stores so much data on my computer, and so I have to throw it out so I can get more free space for more different kinds of videos that I need to edit. So I'm just going to be going ahead here. It seems to be fine right now. I really need to get this done, and I have an opportunity to do it. So I'm going to forge ahead, guys. But anyway, and now I'm kind of at a blank of what I was trying to say. I don't remember what the heck is going on. I mean, we're almost done with this build. I mean, no, we're not almost done. We're about halfway through the video, but I just kind of forgot and I didn't have anything else to say. But I'm working on Christina's room right now. It is probably the most... Oh boy, what word do I use other than mismatched? Because I have problems. See, I did it right this time, thank goodness. But anyway, we are working on Gloria's room right now. It's really small. She doesn't really care. She's just happy with whatever her mom can find, like I said before. And she's got a lot of secondhand stuff, obviously. Like if you saw in the intro video, even her clothing is secondhand. You can kind of tell them apart by, what they're wearing, and even, she doesn't really even take all that much care with her hair. Her hair is up and just buns, and, it's just stuff like that, and there's probably stuff in this apartment that she found at garage sales, and, she was like, oh yeah, I like this, and Mom's like, okay. My cousin, that was weird, my cousin happened that once, like, they found, like, whatchamacallit, an Ariel costume at like some kind of sale or something like that. She's like, okay, you want to be Ariel for Halloween? Okay, yeah, that's good. I feel like it's probably a similar dynamic in this household. And here's the final room in the apartment. This is Ruth's room. I did give her, the dollhouse just because she had the bigger room. And I actually did give her the bigger room simply because I figured with her growing more independent, she'd probably want a bigger space and just more room to put her own stuff. And so, I put a lot of all the toys in this room because there was room for it. And I figured with the toys, I got all 3 cars because I figured they're just, wood blocks and they would be easy to find. So she doesn't really have, maybe she still has like some secondhand toys, but I think maybe those are kind of there for like nostalgic purposes. Like, That's what she really, really enjoyed playing with as a kid, and, well, I mean, as a younger kid, but she keeps them because they have sentimental value, and they mean something to her. So I'm sorry if you can hear that behind me. That's the garage. No, not the garage. That's the garbage truck. It's come to pick up stuff. See, below there is a boombox. I figured that'd be the best place to put it because, well, it wouldn't go on the desk, and there isn't like all that much room in here. So I had to put it somewhere. It'll still function like that. So it's not like it's completely unfunctional. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you left a like and or a comment. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and you want to see more of stuff like this, because more is definitely coming. Anyway, I'm going to get up out of here, but I will be seeing you in the next video. Bye, everybody!